My name is Sergeant David Rose. I'm with the Houston Police Department's Vehicular Crimes Division. First name David, last name Rose, like the flower.
What happened here?
At about 12:45 this morning, just after midnight, at about the 700 block of the North Freeway, which is very close to the Dallas-Preston exit, on the southbound, the inbound lanes of the North Freeway, cameras from downtown captured a red Ford F-150 driving the wrong way on the freeway. Unfortunately, that vehicle struck a Mitsubishi Outlander, which either struck a Nissan Rogue or the truck proceeded to strike the Nissan Rogue. But the cause of the crash, 100%, was because the red Ford F-150 was driving the wrong way on the freeway. The Mitsubishi Outlander was knocked off of its path of travel and knocked onto its side. There was a mother, a father, and 2 juvenile children in the back seat. Everybody was transported to the hospital. In that Mitsubishi Outlander, the mother, the driver, is dead. Her, what we presume to be 10-year-old son, is dead. The husband, who is in the front passenger seat, is in critical condition and is not stable. And the female in the back, which we also believe is a juvenile, but I haven't got an exact age on her at this time, is also in critical condition. The driver of the Ford F-150 is in critical condition. He was operated on at Ben Taub, and he is in ICU. We have DRE in the DA's office working on trying to get blood warrants to see if he's impaired or not. As of this time, we don't know for sure why he was driving the wrong way on the freeway. If I knew that he was intoxicated, he would already be charged. Then we have the Nissan Rogue. The woman that was driving that vehicle is an adult female. She's 2 months pregnant. She was transported to the hospital. Her passenger is an adult male. He is ambulatory, walking around, talking. I think he has minor injuries if he has that. As of this time, I don't know what her injuries are, but she was one of the last people to be transported, so she is not critical. As of this time, we are following up. We are sitting on the suspect at the hospital. We are working with Ben Taub and the DA's office to get as much evidence as we possibly can about what is in his system. And this investigation is ongoing. We were able to process the scene. There was a weather front that moved in that caused some significant delay, but we are doing everything we possibly can to make sure that justice is done in this case against the driver of that Ford F-150. We're taking all of the vehicles to our DART lot where they will be downloaded and processed. We have wheel witnesses. Everybody essentially from the Mitsubishi and the Ford had to be cut out of the vehicle. Some good Samaritans that's right after the crash happened took the Mitsubishi and picked it up and put it on its back from the side upright, and then tried to render aid to the people inside. Unfortunately, you can't help what happened with the mother and the son. This was very hard on some of the patrol officers that were out there. It's very hard sometimes on members of my team. We do a lot of fatals. We don't do a lot of fatals with children, which is a blessing. But when we have days like today, it's tough. Any questions anybody has?
Do you guys look at the ages for everyone?
I don't know the exact age of the daughter, and I can't tell you specific ages of the adults for privacy purposes. I can tell you that what we were told, though, that the son is 10 years old. But once again, there are so many hospitals, so many ambulances involved. I'm relying on information that's told to me from multiple sources. So I don't know how accurate that is.
You know for sure, you couldn't say for sure that you know this driver is impaired until you get the blood warrants, but have you ever seen a wrong way driver to this magnitude that hasn't been impaired?
No, but I don't know everything. There are causes of crashes that happen in my experience that I've seen that's caused by medical events. People have strokes. People may not even be aware that they have strokes. People are sometimes on medication. It doesn't necessarily mean that you committed a criminal act, that you make a mistake of this magnitude. I think it's easy to assume that, but there are other explanations that are reasonable. I don't know. We will find out.
Just to be clear, the accident where the cameras caught this driver going the wrong way near the Dallas and Preston exit? Or?
So we caught him going onto the freeway. I had a sergeant on our scene who reviewed that footage. We will be pulling that footage, and I am not exactly sure where that footage was taken, but from what I was told, it's very clear that that vehicle was the one that was driving the wrong way on the freeway. We have an accident reconstructionist that had come to the scene, and members of the DA's office are also accident reconstructionists who are on there. The road evidence matches also with the Ford F-150 being that. So that's not the only basis that we're saying that he was the wrong way driver.
So how long do you say that they were driving the wrong way before the collision happened?
I don't know. So it may be that he entered the freeway at Dallas and Preston, but I don't know that for sure.
Where did the accident actually happen?
Right there, at
Dallas
45
and
South.
Preston.
Correct.
Okay.
About the
So it could've been
700.
almost instantaneous.
Correct.
Sergeant, there was another accident 5 years ago, almost identical location, where a big rig ended up in the parking lot of the aquarium. Are those within feet of one another? Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember that crash. I was not investigating that crash, but that was about a couple hundred yards maybe from where we were. This area of the freeway is also very difficult to shut down. We had to pull units from all over the city to assist us. So its freeway's open now, but presumably there were delays caused by this crash that are going to echo throughout the morning commute. I know it's an inconvenience for a lot of citizens, but we have to do everything right on a scene like this.
So the driver is in critical condition, but not in police custody because he's waiting back on the blood results? Or
In police custody.
in police custody, waiting for the blood results
Correct.
for possible arrest?
Correct. If his blood comes back clean, there will probably be different charges filed.
Like what?
So if he's impaired, it'd be intox manslaughter. Multiple counts plus intox assault. That's a very simple charge to take. It's very difficult for him to fight that. We have overwhelming evidence that he was the driver and that he is at fault for the crash.
What if he's
If he's not, we're looking at manslaughter charges, potentially criminally negligent homicide charges. It just depends on what the grand jury would choose at that point. A wrong way driver, if we can show intent, is going to be manslaughter. That's the trick. If there's some sort of cause for this that's medical, the grand jury may choose not to charge him with manslaughter and charge him with negligent homicide or something like that. It just depends on what the cause of him going the wrong way was.
What's your message to the community about this case? You mentioned how this was hard for some of your officers because children were involved. What do you want them to do?
The struggle for me always is when innocent people die. These people didn't do anything. I don't think they reasonably could have done anything to avoid this crash. It's not unreasonable to assume if you're driving home at 12:45 that you're safe. That's not the witching hour. That's not the time that the bars close. This does happen. And I wish I had something better to say to the community about that. I will say this doesn't happen all the time. We typically will notice and recognize and try to stop wrong-way drivers on the freeway. We know it's incredibly dangerous. Impairment, if it is a factor in this, puts a whole different tint on this whole thing, because then it would be a completely avoidable crash. And people shouldn't be drinking and driving, and you don't know the mistakes that you're going to make when you're drinking and driving. But once again, I'm not certain that's what happened. I wish I was.
Sergeant, were the children secured seatbelts as well, or were you looking
I
at
believe
cars?
so. I can't confirm that at this time, but I believe they were seatbelted.
Thank you.